everyone, my name is Masterstarman, and welcome back for more Let's Play Kirby's Dream Collection. Last time, we have finished up all of the classic titles in this game here. There's only going to be a handful of extras we have left to really show off here, and then we'll be saying goodbye to this project here. So starting off today, we're going to be tackling the new challenge stages. For anyone who's played Kirby's Return to Dreamland, you know what to expect. And that was kind of one of the big things that was a selling point for this game here. The challenge mode of that game basically had little ability challenges you could do with not every ability, but a number of them. And this game has a whole bunch of new ones. So yeah, it's back to Kirby's Return to Dreamland we go here. So, a couple of interesting things on the options menu here. You have a file select screen, you actually have rumble features, and you can view the ending sequence and things like that, but we're just kind of gonna go ahead and get things rolling here. And there's actually a little bit of story and continuation to this one.
Hey there, my name is Mayor. I'm from another dimension, but I just love Planet Popstar. I can't get enough of it. Things got a bit hectic when I first arrived, but that's all in the past thanks to Kirby. To make up for all the fuss, I built Kirby a theme park right here in Dreamland. It's got special stages where you can play with different copy abilities. You know, some of those stages can be a bit difficult. Oh, but I know you'll be just fine. Why don't you try to clear them all? You can face off against me in some of these stages. So what do you say? Are you ready to check out my amazing theme park? Let's go!
Level 1, Happiness Hall. Complete with some Butter Buildings music here. So yeah, this is the challenge mode of this game here. You have the sword challenge to start things off here. And yeah, these function almost wholesale one-to-one how they did in Kirby's Return to Dreamland. We just have different stages though, so let's kind of go ahead and get things rolling here. I'm going to say a couple of quick things here. I am recording this in post-commentary because I just didn't want to really... I was really dreading recording these, if I'm being honest, because I knew these got really difficult, and I didn't really want to have to focus too much on, like, talking while doing this either, so yeah. And secondly, I am not going for perfect ranks. There's actually, I believe, 4 ranks you can get out of these here: bronze, silver, gold, and I think there's either diamond or platinum, I think, is the 4th rank there. Those ranks require playing literally perfectly, and I am not that good at this game, if I'm being honest. I could probably do it if I devoted enough time to it, but I don't really have the capacity of doing that there. I already missed one of the coins there. Otherwise, I think this was a pretty dang good run here otherwise, but I know the sword one I did on my first try anyway. A couple of these I did on my first try, but there was a couple of these that I did that took me a few tries, actually. So, but yeah, so there's also some hidden areas here and there as well. Pretty simple puzzle you gotta do here. Just break the one that doesn't destroy the bridge there. And yeah. It's a really nice extra, though, that they included this in here, because, again, this was actually a really fun mode in Kirby's Return to Dreamland, and really nice that they added more of these here. So yeah, that's a gold rank there. I'm gonna try and get golds on most of the levels here. I think there's a couple that I don't get gold on, because some of them are legit really, really difficult. There's also a room with that kind of sandbag character there, and that's literally just a training room where you can enter and test out different abilities there. So yeah. And Sword had a challenge in Return to Dreamland. I don't believe Parasol or Spark did, though, which is really, really interesting here. And I think this is an example of a level that actually took me more than one try here. So yeah, Parasol, I don't really have too much to say about it. I kind of don't really use this ability in Return to Dreamland all that much. Not that I dislike it or anything, I just don't really. I want to say you have to actually get the KOs with the Parasol to count for these things, not like these Foley enemies, which are these falling bomb guys. I think if they just drop by themselves, you don't actually get the points for that. So yeah, you have to make sure you actually defeat them and you see them hit the Parasol. If not, you are not getting any points. So yeah, the down attack with Parasol can be a little bit weird and directional, to tell you the truth. So yeah. There's also a secret over to the left here. You can put fire out with Parasol here. Like I said, these are ripped basically wholesale from the ones in Return to Dreamland. Not like the same levels or anything like that, but the exact same idea. And it was probably easy for them to make new levels since they had all the assets from the old game there. I kind of almost wish that we got these in Return to Dreamland as well, because the only way to play these new challenge stages is through the Dream Collection, and I honestly think it's probably unlikely we'll ever see this collection re-released again, but oh well. And yeah, there is also, once you beat a level, you can also unlock a ghost data for it as well, which is pretty nice. And I think it was showing the best scores for my other file on this as well. And actually not sure what this is here. The Spark Challenge here. Spark was one of my favorite abilities in Return to Dreamland, and I'm not sure how this worked, because I'm pretty sure these challenge stages you can play with other controllers here. I'm actually using the Wii Remote by itself just to show how disgustingly broken this ability once was. I don't think this is as good in the Switch version in a way, because you can just shake the Wii Remote to charge this ability up here. It was kind of that way with the Joy-Cons and the Pro Controller as well in the Switch version of this game, but or the Switch version of Return to Dreamland, but I didn't think that was nearly as effective as the Wii Remote was. I also realized it was a lot faster just to be using Spark's default barrier attack here. I never understood with Spark Kirby why they always, like, switch between Spark and Plasma. I always thought that was kind of weird that they can never really stick with one ability here, but oh well. Yeah, we can just kind of move and charge that and destroy hit all those buttons at once there. Very nice. Yeah, you can see just kind of how much I'm shaking the controller there. I don't think this was anywhere near the tempo you should have been going for this here, but I'm only just showing these levels off here. If you guys can get platinums on these ones here, more power to you. That's a really awesome feat there. There's a secret up above here as well. I just know I'm not that good at this game, and I don't want to spend hours and hours and hours doing something that I know I'm not really good at. It is a fun challenge. It's a really legitimately fun challenge, but yeah, I know I'm not that great at these types of modes here, so for the sake of this is literally just a showcase and not me playing the entire thing, basically. And starting to run a little low on time here, but not that there's too much more to this level left after this. Yep, we can defeat a bunch of Sparkies there, and that's still a gold medal there, I'm pretty sure. I feel like the golds, at least, are easier in this to get. Aside from some of the last ones, I feel like they're generally easier to get than the golds in Return to Dreamland, but that's not really saying much. There's not really anything you get for a gold, or it literally just changes an aesthetic on your file select screen and not much else. And we can get a bronze trophy for that. That is a combining of all your play file, or all your scores basically. So, and Maglor Race 1. This is kind of the other main defining thing with this here. Beat Maglor in his race versus the goal. You can dash and collect coins. You're given whatever ability you want for these here out of the ones in the world. And yeah, Maglor likes to have a little bit of a challenge with you here since, well, this is his theme park. And this is actually kind of a precursor to some of the things that happen in Return to Dreamland Deluxe, where he does build the theme park. Just funny in a way, given what events happen in that game. But yeah, Maglor, he's, I guess, for lack of a thing with the collection, you know, the collection's mostly a bunch of old Kirby games, and here's this character from the game that came out the year before. So, like, the Dream Collection only came out a year after Return to Dreamland did. So Maglor was a character introduced in that game, and he's since become one of the fan-favorite characters of these games. Certainly one of my favorite characters in the game, and for anyone who knows his story of that, I won't really spoil too much of Return to Dreamland, but let's just say this is kind of his redemption arc, you could say. So, yeah. You do have to win by crossing the goal there. And, yeah. Kind of just barely took the gold, but we got it anyway, so that's all that matters. And doing that unlocks the second world. There's 3 worlds in this game, in this mode here. So, pretty good selection of abilities. You got challenge mode stages 4. Level 2 is Apricot Atrium. Going into some Dreamland 3 music here. Not too bad if I do say so myself here. We have a Whip challenge here. Whip had a challenge in Return to Dreamland, but not a bad thing to have another one, I guess. And this is one that I show this off here. If you beat the level here, you can choose to race against your ghosts as well. Which, technically speaking, this is the first, like, I don't think this was in Return to Dreamland. I think this is the first instance of a 3D model of the Ghost Kirby, which is kind of a forgotten ability from Squeak Squad. I really hope we can see this ability come back someday. I know this isn't exactly the same thing, but it is the same basic design here, so yeah. You get to see your race ghosts here, which is kind of cute. And yeah. This one took me a few tries, but it's only because there was actually a secret room that I kind of missed several times. And there was one run I had that was pretty damn good, but I still only got a silver on it. I was like, why am I doing so bad here? And then I found out that, sure enough, I missed something, so right here, actually. I did not notice the switch initially, and that's why I was getting some pretty low scores here. Alright, so my ghost is way ahead of me here, and he'll finish way before me, but I'll get a way better score from this here. I could be wrong, I think I just might have noticed a coin I might have missed there, actually. I could be wrong, though. Anyways. Yeah, this one's not too bad, though, otherwise. Probably comparable to the Whip Challenge from the original game. Maybe a little harder, because I think the Whip Challenge was one of the earliest ones you unlocked in the original. But not too bad otherwise, though. And there we go. Our gold rank there. Way higher score than the other one that I was getting there. Definitely better than that Pest Magolor's Magolor's score. I'm saying that 10 times fast. Alright, next up, I believe we have a more interesting new challenge introduced here. If I go to that one next, I think I do here. Yes, I do. The Fighter Combat Challenge. Fighter didn't have one of these before, but this is a combat challenge here. So, yeah, basically, we're doing a lot more fighting with this one here. And I think I'd retry this here, actually. Yeah, I kind of just retry right at the start here. This challenge, these combat challenges can be a little bit tricky because they are different than the, like, basic rounds of these here that we're kind of used to, but neat little twist to the formula here. You know, it's not just going through collecting coins for a high score. Sometimes we have some combat-based challenges here. Remember that Fighter Kirby can do the Hadouken input by doing down, forward, and attack, and that's one of the strongest attacks in the game. And I said that about Return to Dreamland as well. Like, that was the thing that made me love this ability in that game. And yeah, this is easily, I think, my favorite version of Fighter Kirby because of just how good that attack truly is. And anyways, as we carry on here, still just have some more of these enemies here. You can... This is why I like doing the Hadouken, because you can just basically insta-kill anything that just spawns in with that. It's a really easy input to input in this game. The buffer is super, super lenient. And yeah, it just does a lot of damage. I don't have concrete evidence, but I want to say they nerfed that ability starting in Triple Deluxe, because I remember that just not being a very good move in that game, and like the later games in general. I didn't really like using Fighter as much in that game, and that was kind of disappointing. I remember, because this was like one of my favorite abilities in these games here, but yeah. Anyways, I have a pretty easy time with Bonkers here from what I remember. Yeah, just kind of take him out very effortlessly there. And just have some more enemies here. I think a golden Waddle Dee eventually spawns in here, so you want to kind of take those out as quickly as you can there, because you get a lot of points for those guys. Yep, take him out. Gives 1,000 points there. Once you defeat all the enemies there, you get 1,000 coins there, and that's pretty much all she wrote. I feel like I still missed a secret, but I remember still, yeah, getting the thing. Well, it said all coins collected. Maybe I didn't. For some reason I thought I did, but oh well. All of that being said, once we do that, we have one more challenge left in this world here. And it's an ability that actually had a challenge in Return to Dreamland. So this is probably like the least fresh one here. So yeah, going into the Wing Challenge here. Any day you want now. So yeah, going into the Wing Challenge now. I remember this one being kind of weird, but it's not that I don't mind Wing normally, but it is kind of an awkward ability when trying to make very precise movements with some of these challenges. Like, it's mostly because it has some certain dash abilities, like it can do a nose, like a beak down, and that kind of arches in a very weird way. That doesn't always like to work the way you want it to. Like, I made that part look probably easier than it intended it to be, but yeah, that part can definitely be a little bit tricky. And so yeah, you know, stuff like this here, especially with wind currents there, like, I didn't input the diagonal input there, and again, it could just be an issue of, you know, me holding the Wii remote a certain way. Maybe there's a better D-pad I could have been using. I don't really know, honestly. But anyways, just kind of gotta dodge these burning gear things here. These just look like a retextured version of like those meteors from Return to Dreamland. They look like they function almost the same way. Probably dilly-dallying a little too much here, looking to see if there's a secret or something, but yeah, like there's kind of where you want to be aiming diagonally downward, but can be a little tricky to do that there. And then here, yeah, I kind of just accidentally dove right into that. Not my intention, but I mean, I'm pretty sure I still got the gold from this anyway, so yeah. Kind of just let the enemies kind of be for now. I don't mind this challenge too much. Like, I don't mind Wing as an ability, but it can definitely be a little bit strange to angle in certain places in certain ways, so yeah, that was still enough for gold, though. Which means now it is time for everyone's certain favorite clown guy. I don't know what you'd really want to call Magolor, but he's definitely a little bit of a jester sometimes. We also reach our silver rank there. There we go. So starting off the Magolor Race 2 here. I remember this one not being too bad otherwise as well. Magolor will summon one foe after another. Level 2 is tricky. And I think it made perfect sense that I would pick the speed-oriented ability for this here. I really love this, like, the aesthetic and the design of this area quite a bit, but yeah, that's another instance there where with Wing I wanted to do a dash attack and I did the shuttle loop, which was not my original intention there, but yeah, thankfully Magolor's not too bad here. There's one race in particular that's really, really notorious, but we'll talk about that when we talk about it. So yeah, we can kind of just dash through all this stuff here. Which I totally did not do there. And we're pretty much done here, I think. There's not much left at that point, so. And I know I said there's 3 worlds in this game here. We're actually going to tackle the 3rd world next time, because it is a pretty long and involved world here. So yeah, I'm going to do my outro here. This has been Masterstarman. Thank you everyone for watching this video. If you like it, please be sure to leave a thumbs up and a comment. I really appreciate it. Next time, we will head off to the 3rd and last world of the Magolor, like, the Kirby's Dream Collection Challenge Mode stages. Oh yeah, and I just kind of show off the training room here. It's kind of exactly what it seems like. I think every Kirby game has had something like this where you can just fight a sandbag guy. Thanks everyone for watching. I've been Masterstarman, and I'll see you guys next time for level 3. Have yourselves a great day, and peace out.